Welcome back to another episode of the Shack Show, and in this episode of the Shack Show, we're going to talk about Boga Grips. I feel like Boga Grips and the Boga Grip controversy is like something in among itself that you could do a whole video on, and I know that for a fact that I'm going to get comments on this video about Boga Grips and how bad they are for fish and everything like that. So instead of like looking at in that aspect of it and that way that they're used, let's separate everybody's feelings about Boga Grips, whether they're justified or not. We don't know 100%. That's all I really want to say about it, because I know people are going to go crazy over Boga Grips and like why in the whole like they're horrible for the fish part. So let's just set that aside for this video, and let's talk about why they're just an unbelievable piece of equipment as far as durability and use in a lot of situations. So one thing I wanted to say about Boga Grips is they are one of, if not the most durable set of gear that I own, period. I have a Boga 30 and a Boga 60, and this is the Boga 60 I have right now. And the Boga 60, I've had this for how many years now? It's been a lot of years. Probably 8 to 10 years I've had this Boga Grip, and it is unbelievable how durable this thing is. I mean, I've had it, I've never cleaned it once in my entire time surf casting. I've literally swam, spent hours in sand and salt and all the worst conditions imaginable for any type of gear, period. And this thing has withstood it. So for those of you who don't know, it's a fish lip gripping tool. So basically, if this is the lip of the fish, you put it around the lip of the fish, it locks in there. You can lift any fish up with it. It has a scale on it that goes up to 60 pounds, or they have another version that goes up to 30 pounds. So this is the Boga 60, and then there's the Boga 30. They're both fantastic for surf casting because they're just unbelievably durable. The thing about like the Boga 60 in general is it weighs so much that it is probably one of the heaviest things I have on me, but I always carry it with me. And the reason for that being is not specifically for, if I end up catching like a trophy fish and want to weigh it or whatever. It's more so when I'm unhooking any fish, I can control the fish by putting this on its lip and just control and hold the fish in place when I'm unhooking it, whether it is a 10-inch schoolie or it is a 50-inch, cow striped bass. I'm going to lip it regardless because I don't want it to shake around and put a hook in my hand. I think that being able to take all the pressure off the hooks makes it easier for you to unhook the fish. You don't have to literally lift the fish out of the water for this. You can literally have it resting in the water, but just secured with the Boga Grip. So you know that like you're not going to lose your grip on the fish, and it's going to thrash around and potentially hook you, or thrash around, and maybe if you're on rocks and you have it on the rocks, it could thrash around and hurt itself. So there are many good scenarios where you could use a Boga Grip, not vertically lifting the fish potentially, but just for this. Like the main reason I use them is just to secure the fish in a manner that I can unhook it without getting hooks in my hand. And that goes for any size striped bass, bluefish, whatever I'm doing and whatever I'm dealing with. I want to make sure that I can successfully secure that fish so that it doesn't put a hook in my hand. And that is like the number one goal for me all the time when I'm surf casting, as well as like if I'm dealing with trying to land a really big bass for someone. So I'm a surf casting guide personally, and I guide a lot of clients every season. And one of the greatest things about this is as soon as this goes around the lip of a bass, as soon as it goes around its lip, it's secured. And for the most part, it won't pull off. Sometimes if it doesn't fully lock in, you might be able to, it might like pop off the lip of the fish, which happens from time to time. But for the most part, if you can get this in the mouth of that bass, you've landed that fish. And you can keep it in the water. You don't have to lift it out. I know I keep reiterating that just for everybody at home, just so they understand, like, it's not the greatest. I know I didn't want to get into it, but it's not the greatest thing to lift them vertically out of the water, and people hate on Boga Grips for that reason. I'm here to tell you that there's many other ways you can use a boga where it's going to be nice and healthy for the fish, but it's also going to be healthy for you, helps you land those fish. As I was saying, once this goes around the lip of the bass, it's going to be secured and you're going to be able to land that fish without it shaking free, which is super awesome. So for those reasons, one, the absolute unbelievable durability of Boga Grips. Two, because if you're trying to land fish in any matter, being able to secure it and making sure that it doesn't shake free and fall out of your hand or anything like that is super, super important. And for number three, this is probably for me the most important part, when you put the boga around the lip of the mouth of the fish and it has a bunch of trebles in its mouth or something like that, it won't shake around. You've properly secured that fish. You've taken maybe the weight off the hooks, and you'll be able to unhook that fish very easily without putting yourself in danger, the fish in danger, and it just makes the whole process smoother. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little explanation to why I think Boga Grips are a very important surf fishing tool, not only for, the reasons that you would think, but also for a few other reasons. I think there's a bad stigma around them. I feel like people that carry them get, a bad rap where, there are many reasons why you'd want to carry a Boga Grip and not for the reasons of just weighing the fish. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next video.